All right, guys, so this is day 3 of our talk about finances with the Junior Achievement BizTown. Our field trip is coming up soon. All right, so today we're going to look at public goods and services. All right, so if you asked your parents about taxes, chances are they're going to give you their opinion about paying taxes, which as citizens of the United States, we don't have a choice. We have to pay taxes. They're taken directly out of our paychecks. Also, every time you purchase something at a store, when you go to the cash register, you automatically have taxes added to the price of whatever item you're purchasing. So what are taxes and what do they pay for? Well, taxes, who pays for goods and services we use? Think about services that everyone has the right to use. For example, you go to school and your parents do not pay write a check for you guys to attend school. School is paid for by taxes that everyone in your community pays. Public parks, so if any of you ever go to a public park, the employees that work there and keep up the park are paid by taxes. The roads that we all drive on, if you call 911 and firemen come to your house, or policemen come to your house, all of those people are paid by taxpayers. Also, public libraries are all paid by taxpayers. So these types of services are called public goods and services. Imagine that you get a job making $10 an hour and you work 5 hours this week. How much will you make? Well, 5 hours times $10 an hour, that means that you're going to make $50, right? Well, not really. You have to pay 12% of that money to help pay for expenses at school, such as buses, electricity, Chromebooks, and teacher salaries. So, let me go back. All right, so we're going to find out what is 12% of $50. So I'm trying to get my pen to work here. If we move our decimal 2 places to the right, so 12% as a decimal is 0.12. So if we figure out what is 12% of 50, so 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10. We're going to bring our 0 down right here. 1 times 0 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. So when we add all that together, we get 6, but we have 2 numbers behind the decimal, so $6. So we're going to pay, of our $50, 12% of it goes toward the schools. So we would take our 50, we would subtract away the $6, which is 12%. And right now we know we would make $44. So I'm going to write 44 over here and get rid of everything else. Let me try to get my pen working over here. I'm working from home and I have my screens that I'm not used to. All right, so now we realize our paycheck is not $50, it's $44, right? All right, so now we have $44 left. But wait, 10% of your salary needs to be spent on to keep students safe at school. So every school has a resource officer, and taxes pay the resource officer's paycheck. So we're going to find 10% of 50. So we know that 10% of 50 is going to be $5. So we were at $44, but now we have to take away $5 more, and we're going to pay the resource officer's paycheck, which we have no choice, we have to. So 14 minus 5 is 9. So now our paycheck is $39. Even though we earned $50, we're only getting $39 right now. All right, so we just did that. We took away $5 and now we have $39. So before you're allowed to spend your money, 8% of your salary must be used to help pay for older people's retirement and for insurance in case workers become unemployed. So people that are retired and people that get hurt at work, or people who are not healthy enough to work, they get disability paychecks in the mail. Well, taxpayers pay for that money. So now we have to figure out what is 8% of our beginning salary, which was $50. So now we're going to turn 8% into a decimal. We're going to move our decimal 2 places to the right, 1, 2. So now we're going to figure out what is 0.08 times 50. So 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. We have 2 numbers behind the decimal. So now we were going to get $39, but now we have to subtract $4 more in order to pay for people's retirement and insurance. So 39 minus 4 is 35. So we're not getting $50. Now we're down to $35. So what is 8% of $50? Well, it's $4. And how much is left? The answer is $35. So what are all these deductions called? Taxes. Exactly right. Taxes are payments that most citizens and businesses are required to make to a government to pay for goods and services. The money citizens earn before taxes is called our gross pay. The money left after taxes were paid is called our net pay. When you guys go to Junior Achievement BizTown, you will receive 2 paychecks. A modest tax of only 2% will be deducted from each paycheck. So as you can see from our example, that's a lot less than what citizens are required to pay here in the United States. You will record your net pay in your transaction register at Junior Achievement BizTown. All right, so government and an economy. So here's City Hall. It represents the government. So what keeps the government going? Well, it's all these taxes that all taxpayers pay. All right. And what does all that money go out from City Hall to pay? Well, it's public goods and services. For example, police officers, firemen, teachers, libraries, schools, any kind of public parks, they're all paid by taxes. Upkeep on roads, it's all paid by taxpayers. All right, so any kind of service that you get and you don't have to write a paycheck check for, those are all paid by taxes. So in a free enterprise system, businesses sell goods and services to people. They are selling private goods and services. Goods and services that have a price which restricts some people from getting them. Okay, so if you are charging someone money for goods or services, that means that is considered a private goods or services. But in some cases, you or me, we can receive goods and services that we cannot pay for because of the generosity of others. When citizens give of their own resources to help others in need or to increase the well-being of others, it's called philanthropy. So philanthropists often contribute things like parks, hospital wings, and libraries for public use. So if you have a lot of money, or you don't even have to have a lot of money, but if you take your money and you donate it for the good of the community, you are considered a philanthropist. That means that you choose to pay money other than your taxes to help people in need. All right, so I'm going to pause the video here. I have a video to show you, and I'm going to get it turned on for you. All right, so we're going to watch this video about philanthropy.
Philanthropy. It's a pretty big word and an important one too. It comes from the Greek philo, which means friend. And if you translate it directly, it is love of mankind, or caring about your community. Philanthropy is about doing something with that love and care to make someone else's life better. Some people think it's about giving money to a charity, giving some of your treasure to someone else who needs it. Treasure isn't just about dollars. It could be a gently used toy, or a copy of a book you give to someone in need. That's part of it, but there are also two other T words that are just as important: time and talent. Giving of your time is a special one-of-a-kind gift because no one else can give your time away. Only you can. You could spend an afternoon serving lunch to kids who don't have enough food. You could play cards or share stories with folks in a retirement home. You might put together care packages to thank and inspire service members overseas. Or you could get to know Fido and help walk dogs at the local rescue center. Maybe you have a special talent. You're good at building things. Or you can convince others to join a cause. Anyone can be a philanthropist. Everywhere you look, there are opportunities to help. And in today's digital world, we can learn about what's going on down the street and around the world. We can connect and take action wherever we are. Think about it. You can donate a little of your treasure to help victims of floods or earthquakes in far-off lands. You can volunteer with organizations or inspire your classmates to make care packages when you notice a need. Even work virtually with others on the same goals, like an anti-bullying campaign or a clean water movement. When you share your time, talent, or treasure, it's like planting a seed. Before you know it, up pops a whole orchard. Your friends and neighbors see what you've done and they start planting too. They're smart. They don't want to be left out. Philanthropy truly does make the world go round. Without nonprofits and people who ask questions and seek answers, our society would be broken. Government and businesses can't possibly address all the issues, but philanthropists and givers of time, talent, or treasure can help fill in the gaps, and you have a role to play. From one little act of kindness, you can make an enormous difference. Oh, and here's the best part. Philanthropy is fun. Fun for those who benefit from your good work, and even more fun for you.
No matter what age you are, you can always help.
I want to be helpful to people. I want to be kind to them so that in the future that people can help me.
It's nice to see people giving back, and it's nice to know that you're part of that.
It makes me feel happy and good inside.
I like to know that people are getting a smile on their face because of the work that we've done.
All right, guys, so some goods and services in an economy have special characteristics. They are shared by everyone, often at the same time. No one is prevented from using the goods and services, and these goods and services must be paid for by everyone's taxes. Goods and services that everyone can use and everyone pays for are called public goods and services. That's different from private goods and services. If they're private, that means that you have to pay for them directly in order to get them. But if it's called public goods and services, you by yourself don't have to pay for those services. For example, if you pick up the phone and call 911, a fireman or a police officer will come to your house, and he or she have been paid by taxes that citizens pay. Think of as many goods and services as you can. So think about those. Which of those are public, which means they're paid for by everyone? Which of those are private, which is paid by private citizens? And which services or goods could be either? So you guys pause the video and think about that for just a minute. All right, so now in your citizen guide, please look at page 35. You'll find a Venn diagram. So can you guys think of public goods and services or private goods and services? And in the middle of the Venn diagram, you might think of some that overlap that could be considered either. All right, so for public goods and services, I came up with libraries, fire departments, police stations, road maintenance, or when roads are made, Army, Navy, Air Force, and also government offices. What would be considered either? So schools, there's both private and public schools, water, medical services, airways, for example, TV and radio broadcasts, and also animal shelters. There could be both private and public sectors of each of these things. And what things would be considered private goods and services? Banks, malls, stores, restaurants, toy stores, phone services, internet, television, radio, movies, and farms. So if you go to a bank, that means that that is owned by an individual or a corporation, and someone is making money from the services provided by that bank. However, if you one day decide to join one of the branches of our military, the government will be paying your salary from taxes paid by private citizens. Most items on the public side are services. For example, the fire department, police department, those are services. And most of the items on the private side are goods. Not all of them, but a lot of them provide goods to you. If you go to a restaurant, you're going to be buying food, right? That's going to have a private owner, and someone has the opportunity to make money based on the number of customers they have. All right, of the public goods and services, all of public goods and services are provided by the government. In a democracy like the United States, citizens elect the leaders of the government, and one of their jobs, our elected leaders, they have to decide how much money is going to be spent on public goods and services. So where does our government get this money to pay for these resources? Yep, taxes. We all pay taxes. We don't have a choice. Whether we're buying something at a store or we go to work and our paychecks are automatically, the taxes are withdrawn from the paychecks without our, really our permission. We have no choice. Taxes are required payments to the government to pay for public goods and services. All right, guys, so that's today's video. So now I want you to go and complete the quiz that is labeled day 3, and it's dated September 28th. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and I will see you guys tomorrow in our Zoom. Sorry, I have to look way over here to turn this video off. All right, guys, have a good day.